Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, been a while since I made a video. I have been more active though on Twitter throughout this time. So if you care, then follow my Twitter or X account, whatever you want to fucking call it now. So I'm gonna go over stocks first and then get into crypto, and I'm gonna try and keep it quick. So S&P 500, it's a fucking uptrend and up and to the right, of course. Daily EMAs are up and to the right. The daily can come down and find some support at the 21 because it is a bit far away. So some area of interest for support is going to be at 567, 565, and 562 to 552. Okay, if we even get into this green box, I bet you sentiment's going to be still shitty as it is now, which is crazy, and a bunch of stupid news narratives or whatever the fuck. You should just not listen to any of it, first of all. But we get into this green box, if that happens for the S&P, that's just a daily higher low. Okay, there's a lot of room for that. My target that I have for S&P is going to be at a six handle on that motherfucker. So quite simple. Breaks under 539, bearish. Okay, simple as that. Tesla, I'm kind of torn on it 50-50. I do hold Tesla stock itself, um, and I'm bullish as fuck long term. Okay, I've made videos in the past for that and Twitter posts. But here, short term, it is consolidating over the 786 at 251. If there's no breaks under that in the coming days, I fully expect 280 to break and for this thing to go 3 plus. Now, if Tesla does break under this and keep this resistance here at 261, 262, I could see, the downside part of this channel at 237 around there, mid 230s. Okay. A parallel channel to the upside is a bearish formation. Okay. So again, I'm 50-50 on it in the short term. But long term, I'm bullish as hell on Tesla. I do expect Tesla by end of year to be 300 plus. Okay, we're getting into a bullish seasonality here. But short term, there could be some volatility to the downside. Google McDougal, it found a bottom at 148. It's had a pretty strong move up to the upside, and it doesn't look as corrective as well. There is room for daily higher lows down to 158. Okay. Uh, and this looks like bullish consolidation after a strong move up. It's just going sideways. And to me, that looks like it wants to go higher. A key level to break is going to be 170. Daily breaks, higher time frame closures over 170. That will be burped. That will be a confirmed trend flip. Okay. It's been lower lows and lower highs. Okay. And breaks on over 170 will be a break of that lower low, lower high market structure. Okay. So over 170, I'll be looking for 175 and the gap fill up to 183. All right. Breaks, really breaks under, I'm going to go with 157. All right. If 158 doesn't hold, that'll be a little sketchy to me for Google. All right. If 158 comes. All right. But this doesn't look like a bullish consolidation that wants higher for Google. NVIDIA, we found resistance at a parallel channel, resistance line. Okay. Also the top of a triangle, just about. But it is uptrending here. We have a low in September, a high September 12th, and there was a bullish consolidation here, and it broke up. So as long as the video is holding over 113, I consider it bullish. All right, it just found short-term volatility to the downside at a simple resistance level. End of year, I do fully expect NVIDIA to push to all-time highs though. All right, but short term, as long as it's holding over 113, say it's bullish. Breaks under 113, depending on the time, you can find support at 111 again, or 110, something like that, on NVDA. So getting into crypto now, go over Bitcoin. This is the weekly time frame. Weekly candle closes in 42 minutes. So if the weekly closes above 65K or even 64.2K, that's a break in market structure. Okay, and good too, bullish, because it's been lower highs, lower lows. We get daily or high time frame closes over this level, like the weekly here. That's a trend flip, and you're going to want to start to look for higher lows if correction does come, short-term volatility, right? An area for that is going to be 62.5K to 60.6K, right? 60.5K, if you want to say. All right, it's a weekly fair value gap. There's also another support area, 59.5K to 55.8K. I personally don't think Bitcoin comes down that low again to 55s. I do believe that Bitcoin would hold, most likely hold that 60K level or even 59.5K if it comes down to there. But overall, we're going into a bullish seasonality period for BTC and crypto, and market structure is changing. Okay, so it's all right in front of our faces. The probabilities are to the upside. And I've gone back to and found that Bitcoin, since the bear market low in November 2022, Bitcoin's been following around a 105-day cycle, all right, marking key areas in this bull market, in this bull cycle, this current bull cycle that we are in. And we're coming up on a date here at the end of September, or if I move it over just a little bit, potentially beginning of October, right, the first week of October, just about, where we could see a short-term top potentially to make a higher low, as I said, and continuation after that. But we're gonna have to see when Bitcoin gets to these couple of dates I have. Okay, but the trend is up. Then Bitcoin does look more bullish than bearish. Alrighty, Solana, it's gonna follow BTC. If Solana does have short-term correction as well, I'll be looking for 130s to 140s on Sol. But overall, Sol does look very good. And if you zoom out, this formation, right, this consolidation we've been in since March, it looks quite similar to the consolidation it had back in 2021 before it broke out. It had fucking crazy pump. All right, it's a downward trend, but with a flat bottom. And what do we have here? We have pretty much a flat bottom at 118 and a downward trend. All right, and now it's starting to break out on the weekly. Okay, it had a very similar look over here in 2021 from April to July. All right, now am I saying Sol's going to go in a fucking straight line all the way up to 400, 600 bucks? No, but we've seen crypto do crazy things. I do expect minimum this bull market cycle Sol to hit 400. My main target is going to be 600 though. But obviously 200's got to break first, and 250, 260, right, the all-time high. But I am looking for 415 on Solana, and that's a longer-term outlook. Obviously, it's not going to happen tomorrow. But again, crypto does look more bullish than bearish. Getting into Doge. Doge is starting to look promising. If you go to some of my old Twitter posts and a video I made probably like 4 months ago now on Doge, going over the longer term chart, the logarithmic scale, the cycle chart, we're getting in the time period where Doge is probably going to start sending pretty fucking soon. Okay, and we're seeing signs of it. We broke out of a downward trend line. Now we need to confirm that trend change. And where does that level come in? It comes in at 14,362. We get high time frame closes over 14,362. That is a confirmed change in trend. All right, where it's going to break that market structure of lower highs, lower lows. Alrighty, but we're already seeing glimpses with this break of the, resistance to the downside, as well as getting back over 12,282 on Doge. Short term, yeah, we can see some volatility to the downside, sure. of course. But as long as Doge gets over 14,362, I do believe this thing's going much higher, 30 cent plus. Also, that 22,850 level, that's the 236 level on Doge. And if you go look at the cycle, the logarithmic chart, each cycle Doge has tested that once and found resistance on it. And the second time it came to test it, it just broke right through, and that was the trend to new all-time highs for Dogecoin. So if we do come up to that level again, I do fully expect it to get broken pretty quickly. Alrighty. And yeah, that's Doge for the real short term. It's got to break over. I just moved it by accident. Did I move it? Oh boy. 14,362. There you go. So, want to see that for confirmed chart on Dogecoin. Maybe one of these days I'll go over Dogecoin, like the longer term outlook on Dogecoin and what to look for when it starts to top out. But I'm not going to do that in this video. All right. Now I can get into the DXY. And DXY is in a fucking strong downtrend. Let's go. Sorry, dollar and fellow Americans who aren't invested in risk assets. Most aren't, and that's just how it is, right? But dollar is down, and there's only one way to hedge against a weakening dollar. That's to buy risk assets. If that's equities, real estate, crypto, commodities, fucking meme coins, you name it. If it's a risk asset, it's probably going to outperform the dollar because it's inversely correlated to a certain degree. But dollar is a strong downtrend. I do expect this range to break to the downside at 99.50. Short term, there could be a move up. Sure, it is oversold on a lot of indicators, and it's also at range lows. But more often than not, after the weekly closes under the 200 weekly EMA, which it did a couple of weeks ago, you're going to see significant downside in the coming weeks to months on the dollar. So longer term here, bearish as fuck on the dollar, bullish as hell on risk assets. Quite simple. Now we can get into some degenerate fucking altcoins. We'll go over Tau. I made some crazy YouTube video, I think, definitely Twitter post going over long-term targets on this guy. And they're still intact for me. Now, Tau formed a base here, right? This is what you want to look for in altcoins. You know, a basic structure like this and just a fucking impulsive, strong breakout. That's really bullish. And it's going sideways here up here. I wouldn't be surprised if Tau breaks 600 this coming week before finding an actual decent correction potentially to hopefully let some people get in. But if not, Tau looks very bullish. It's hard to be bearish on a chart like this, right? A basic structure and an impulsive move break. AI coins are likely going to do phenomenally well. So if Tau does break over 599, I mean, you can look for 800 potentially. That's a potential. Yeah, just looking at this chart, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. But yeah, Tau. And if there is short-term correction here and 599 doesn't break, I'm looking for mid fours to higher threes as good entry levels on Tau. Alrighty. Now, Jupiter. So this is a high beta play to Solana. It did break out of downward trend line from the highs it put in April. Okay. And now it looks like it's backtesting it and even backtesting this resistance area that's been used as support and resistance. Now, if we look back, every time it's used it as support, Jupiter has come up to hit this 123 level So if we do hold this orange box of support on Jupiter, I fully expect 123 to get hit. All right, it's at 91.65 right now. That would be a 34% move. Also, we're getting to bullish time period in the market, so I would expect that level to get hit, and also inevitable break for Jupe to send to new all-time highs. Longer term outlook on this puppy, I'm looking at 259, 380, and $5. Okay, and crazier stuff can happen as well, but I'm not going to be too moon boy right now. Jupiter is also forming a similar structure I've seen in a ton of meme coins, especially Solana meme coins, this past year. Okay, it's kind of had just like a big wave one to the upside, and then like a second wave where it dumped and just went sideways. It based out and bored people out, chopped people out, and it looks like it's setting up for a bigger wave three, so to say, where it breaks to a new high, and it can happen pretty fucking quickly and leave people off guard and not on the train. Okay, but I've seen a very similar setup the past year so many times. Okay, it's a money printer. Camino, another high beta play to Solana. It's more DeFi, so I do think if we have a crazy alt season like we've had every cycle, Camino is going to be one of those coins that probably does a minimum of 10x where it's at, if not more. So here on the Camino, I'm looking for good entries at around 5 cents. It is uptrending, and that's a good sign. But Camino, it's more fundamental type of play, like on the cycle. If I can get entries in the 5 cents, I'll be willing to buy in and hodl and look for a 10x plus. Okay, sounds crazy, but if you've been in crypto for at least a cycle now, you should know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's Camino. I'm just in this last part of the video, I'm just giving like some ideas I have, what I'm looking for and stuff. All right. So getting into some meme coins, I'm gonna go over Ponky here. And Ponky's been following around a 30. Okay, let me explain this. The lower time bars here are from low to lows. The higher, the time bars over on top are from high to highs. Okay, and so right now I'm looking for potentially high to be put in around the beginning of October. And over time of this cycle too, I found that meme coins do a good job of indicating market sentiment and like kind of timing wise on what the market could potentially be doing. At least the higher market cap meme coins, they're a good gauge of stuff like that. And so I have a date here, October 4th for Ponky to potentially find a high, a short-term high. I do think Ponky goes a lot higher, obviously, over the coming weeks, months. But a short-term high to be put in around the beginning of October, October 4th for Ponky. All right. That's just going over this time cycle that I have for it. So it's very interesting. I do think Ponky does go a billion market cap or higher in the coming weeks or months, though. But short term, I could see a short term local top on Ponky getting hit either at 46, that's a target of mine, or 50 cents. Okay, before potentially finding a higher low, perhaps the end of October or even in between there, depending on how strong the market is. But beginning of October again is going to be an interesting time, and you can also see that with PopCat. So again, I have around a 20-day market cycle trend I have for PopCat, and the date to watch is October 6th. So again, that first week, beginning of October, there's dates on these meme coins and Bitcoin I have where there could be short-term local top to be put in potentially to look for higher lows for the trend to continue upwards though. But short term, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens in the beginning of October, also because sentiment right now is starting to get a little bit more bullish. There's still a ton of people bearish, but I keep seeing October and how bullish it is, which I do think it will end bullish, of course, but there could be a short-term breakout, potentially beginning of the month, to catch people off guard um, before it just continues higher. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for crypto. But Popcat, it, and this is a bullish fucking chart. You're breaking out of range potential here. So if we do continue uptrending into beginning of October, I could see 145 on Popcat getting hit. That's a 1.618 Fibonacci extension target from the high to low of this correction set. All right. Now, dog. So, dog is a rune, which is a meme coin on Bitcoin. It's also the biggest meme coin on Bitcoin, so I do think it's pretty safe, quote unquote, at least when it comes to meme coins, right? It's kind of weird saying safe when it comes to fucking meme coins, but hey, if you're in the fucking trenches of crypto, you understand what I'm saying. So, dog has been following around the 20-day cycle. It's just key dates that I see. It's kind of a trend. Okay, that's simple as that. Um, and potentially here, October 3rd, again, the beginning of October, or there's going to be a local top here in the market to fake people out, I think. So there's some confluence there. Uh, but I do think we're going to go higher. And what you do see here too on dog, you're breaking out of this bottom trend between 3.8 and 1.8, and you're just consolidating in this previous range between 5.2 and 3.8. I do expect the top side of this range at 5.2 to get hit, potentially by beginning of October, so the next 4 days of this October 3rd date I have on it to potentially get hit before potentially coming lower, going sideways, having some sort of correction before going higher. Now, similar to Jupe or even Ponky, as I said, like I've seen setups like this over the past year on so many altcoins, mainly memes, where you have just a big first wave to the upside, then like a second wave where it's bearish and choppy and boring. It gets people out. People say it's dead. That's what happened here on Dog. All right, and that third wave where it breaks to a new high, it can happen very quick. So there's obviously going to be volatility, of course, in between. But I do expect Dog to hit new highs and go to 014816, which is almost 1.5 billion market cap. All right, for Dog, that's my first target. Now, this is a Twitter post on when Bitcoin closes green September on the monthly. Usually, the last three, October, November, December are green. So that's just data. Probabilities are to the upside, okay, for the rest of the year and for this bull market cycle to continue. All right. Just wanted to put that in there. And put some memes, altcoins on your radar. Tal, Dog, Jupiter, Camino, Ponky, Popcat. Yeah, they are higher market cap, but they're winners and proven to be. So you usually can't go wrong putting your money in strength of winners. Yeah, just keep it simple as that. That's going to be it for this video. I'll try and put some more videos out. I just really haven't been posting YouTube videos because it's just been focused on work, and I've been still active in the market just to myself. I have been active though on Twitter, throughout the weeks. And yeah, guys. So I'll see you in the next one, whatever that would be. And good luck to the Bears. I think you guys are going to be fucked. And I am excited for the rest of these next 6 months, at least, for us Bulls. So peace out. See you in the next one.